Listen, man, I know, Chris, we got some questions from some fans.
Yeah. So you did a great job answering most of these anyway. But here's one that's kind of unique from Jake. Asked, what was your favorite experience about being on Idol?
My favorite experience of being on Idol was the actual live performances. And one of my most favorite experiences was when I completely screwed up lyrics in front of 30 million people and they didn't catch it. It was Big Band Night. And so Big Band Night was the very first time in American Idol history that we had a live band. Basically, the show was the biggest karaoke show in the world, right? They pressed the button and they said, you're on, kid, and you got 90 seconds. And if you screw it up, well, like there was nothing that they could do. You just had to stand there and do a little silly dance. And so what ended up happening was, and like the Route 66 iconic song starts cooking. I mean, it was amazing. The electricity, the energy in the air, the live band feel. I had a tux on. Like I felt like one of the Rat Pack. And so I'm there singing in front of 30 million people live. Got my dad, who was like the mayor of the audience, standing up and having a great time, right? So everything was on fire. Got through the first verse, got through the second verse, and then I get to the bridge, and the lyrics are, well, it goes to St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, and Oklahoma City's looking mighty pretty. You'll see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico. And the real lyrics are, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona. But I sang Flagstaff, Alabama. And in that moment, because we're cooking, we're going, right? The train has left the station and it's a bullet train at this point. And we are cooking, and anybody who knows anything about Route 66 knows that it doesn't come within 300 miles, nautical miles.
Nobody in Alabama caught it, dude. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Right? Like, you didn't come anywhere near Alabama. And so I said, Flagstaff, Alabama. And in that moment, in my brain, my hair spontaneously caught on fire. I ran around the stage. I was knocking musicians over. Everything, all hell broke loose. And yet, in that moment of sheer panic, in the half second that I had, go look it up on YouTube. In the half second that I had, I just let go. Yeah. And I said, well, it's going to be what's going to be, folks. And my brain said, and I surrendered. And my brain said, and you want to talk about that thing that Kelly and I and Tamira and even Nikki had that got us that far. That sort of just that essence took over. And my brain said, Flagstaff, Arizona. Oh, wait, no, Flagstaff, Alabama. And I looked over at my dad, knowing that I was a kid from Georgia. And my brain said, don't forget Savannah. So in that millisecond, I rhymed Alabama with Savannah, 2 points on the map that are nowhere near Route 66. And then if you listen to it, I think I had used all of the spiritual energy, all of the calories in my body, because the facts are Alabama, don't forget Savannah, Kingman, but the Samba, it goes Kingman, Barstow, Santa. But I was mumbling lyrics. It didn't even frickin' matter. And I managed to make it through. And I'll never forget that moment, because every single time I've had a moment like that on stage, that moment, knowing that I could let go and let God, or let go and surrender, or whatever that was, taught me that that is possible. And so when I have those moments on stage, I just take a nice deep breath. And 99% of the time, with rare exception, something comes to me. No, always something comes to me. But like 99% of the time, the right thing comes to me, and I make it through the moment, and nobody's any the wiser.
You let the flow take over.
Yeah.
You got to swim with the current. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's wild.
You got any other questions? Or
well, there's one more. It's not really a question, but it's kind of a great way to wrap things up. This is from Aaron. He says, not a question, just a fan of Justin as a person. Everyone around Doylestown that mentions knowing or meeting Justin talks about how much of a genuine and good person he is. Very much a fan of peeps like that. Also a fan of Little Sweet. Only such a good person could pull that off with such flair and fun.
Well, first of all, there are a lot of horrible people who have had success in comedy. but thank you. That's really kind. That's really kind of you. I appreciate that so very much. And yeah, I'm lucky in my little town. I kind of am like, where's Waldo? You never know where I'm going to pop up. And whenever I do, people are always just so awesome and will go out of their way to be extra kind and to say, hey, I loved you on American Idol. Hey, I love Little Sweet, or like, hey, what do you do? They just are wonderful. And so I count myself very lucky for people.
Well, they're doing that because that's what you put out there, brother.
Cheers.
That's
man.
what you put out there then, and that's what you're putting out there now.